The Night of the Children, The Fate of the Łódź Ghetto Orphans, 1942. During the Nazi occupation of Poland, the Łódź Ghetto was one of the largest and most brutally managed ghettos. Over 160,000 Jews were confined in inhumane conditions, starved, beaten, and worked to death. In September 1942, something especially horrifying occurred: the mass deportation and murder of all the ghetto's children under the age of 10. The orphans of the Marysin quarter. In a section of the ghetto known as Marysin, there was an orphanage housing hundreds of Jewish children. These orphans had already suffered unimaginable loss. Their parents had been killed or deported, and many were sick, malnourished, or psychologically shattered. On September 5, 1942, the Nazi authorities, under the guise of resettlement, ordered the Gehsperre Aktion, a roundup operation aimed at removing those deemed unfit for work, which included children, the elderly, and the sick. The horror unfolds. SS troops, assisted by Jewish ghetto police under orders, began forcibly dragging people from their homes. Children screamed and clung to their caregivers. Witnesses described hearing dogs barking, soldiers shouting, and the endless cries of children echoing through the ghetto. Many parents tried to hide their children in cellars or beneath floorboards, but the Nazis searched relentlessly. The orphans of Marysin, many too young to walk, were thrown onto wagons or carried to Radygowsk station, where trains waited to deport them to Chelmno extermination camp. Chelmno, a death factory. At Chelmno, the children were murdered almost immediately upon arrival. They were forced into gas vans, trucks with sealed compartments into which carbon monoxide was pumped. The children were told they were being taken to shower, a lie repeated countless times by the Nazis. Instead, they died gasping and clawing at the walls, alone and afraid, their lives erased without mercy. It is estimated that over 15,000 children were taken and murdered during that week alone. One witness, a survivor, Arnold Mostowicz, later wrote about seeing the wagons full of children passing through the ghetto. The faces were small and pale. Some children waved to us. Others just looked. It was quiet, too quiet. Even the youngest knew they were not going anywhere good. Legacy. This atrocity was not an isolated event but one of many horrors in the Holocaust, where over 1.5 million children were murdered by the Nazi regime simply for being Jewish, Romani, or disabled. The story of the Łódź orphans is a haunting reminder of the cruelty humans are capable of, and the need to never forget, never deny, and never let it happen again.